In the past few years, there's been a heated debate in this country about income inequality and the role of the 99% versus the 1%. Our guest today, Harry Binswanger, he's a board member of the Ayn Rand Institute, says that it's the 99% who should give back to the 1%, not the other way around. And Harry, welcome. You wrote a piece for Forbes where you basically said that millionaires should be exempt from all federal income taxes.
Anyone who's earned $1 million or more in a year has done enough for the world. He doesn't need to be punished for it by paying taxes. The way that a person gets rich is that people give him money in trade. In trade for what? For something that they value. In fact, that they value more than the money they pay for it. So the person who amasses great wealth has earned it by providing even greater value to the public. So those people should be applauded and thanked, not punished.
So Harry, first, are you serious or are you just trying to be provocative?
No, I've spent my life as an advocate of Ayn Rand's philosophy, and it's a philosophy that teaches that voluntary trade is just, and that the rewards from trade are to be applauded on both sides of the trade.
So let's talk about government. So millionaires benefit from police,
yes,
from schools,
yes,
from federal government in many different ways.
From the military.
So they should not fund that at all.
Only three ways I think that the entrepreneur benefits: military, police, and law courts. Schools are destroying our youth. So public schools, government schools are destroying our youth.
Ayn Rand would not have schools. She would not have any welfare, all that stuff.
Government supplied schools. She would have private education.
Millionaires should not pay for police, military, law?
Yeah, they should. They should pay the... they shouldn't be forced to pay it, but they should pay...
Voluntarily. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
you're saying they should just share.
No,
but
I'm not
in
saying
business they shouldn't do that.
you pay for value received. If you don't want to pay, you don't have to. Then you can't use the law courts. For example, if you're a businessman, you're sued, you didn't pay, you can't use the law courts.
Look, you know, someone works harder, they're smarter, they run the company.
Right.
Steve Jobs was a brilliant man. I can never do what Steve Jobs did, so he deserves the benefits of that. But doesn't he also benefit from being in America where there is police and military and courts, and why shouldn't he have to pay some form of tax?
Well, he's the point I was making with the tax is that we owe a debt of gratitude. We in the 99% owe a debt of gratitude, and I mean a humble moral gratitude. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Thank you, Warren Buffett. Thank you, Bill Gates. Thank you, Henry Ford. These are the people who lifted us out of the cave and gave us our standard of living. So as a symbolic gesture, I want them to be exempt, the really great achievers to be exempted from all taxes. And I propose that the highest earner each year be given the Congressional Medal of Honor. Because it is an honor to benefit human life, and that's what they do.
You've named many very admirable capitalists who made products that we all love, everything else. So how about hedge funds? How about the folks that make $1 billion a year just simply take it? Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, if they make the most money. You know why? You know what hedge funds and investment banks and bankers do? They channel resources to the most productive outlets.
To the companies that cut the most costs, fire the most people, because we live in this world where it's just all about us.
You have to decide, should BlackBerry, is BlackBerry the future, or is Apple the future, or is Microsoft the future, or is Android the future? And you have to fund the expansion of that with your own savings or the savings of those who contribute to your hedge fund. That's a huge task for the economy. We don't want money going into Solyndra. We don't want money going in to bail out GM's unions. We want money going into the things that we value the most being produced, and that's what hedge funds do.
I run a company. I have made lots of money in other jobs and so forth by doing my job and creating value. But here's the point that I want to make. So at my company, we have 130 people working all the time. I'm the head of the company. I own a lot of the stock. I could say I am solely responsible for the success of this enterprise. It was my idea. I built it. I deserve everything. If I did that, I would feel terrible. Because really what creates the value is the 130 people killing themselves every day to make it work. How could I live with myself if I were not sharing with everybody
How would you
and
get
paying myself less?
If you didn't pay them what they're worth?
We pay them what they're worth. You know what? We pay them as much as we can. And I don't go in and say, I'm going to take out millions of dollars because,
when you sell your house, do you sell it for as little as you can? As little? No, let me lower the bid. you're paying too much for my house. Trade is a negotiated agreement where you reach a price where both sides say, I want it at that price. I'd rather have the thing I'm being given than the money I'm paying or the good I'm giving up. So the 130 people are getting more than they feel they're giving to you.
I bet if you ask those 130 people, they probably would say, Henry's not paying me enough. I'm doing more work than I'm getting credit for.
Then why don't they quit?
Well, because maybe there's no better opportunity out there.
But then what's the standard of worth?
Well, that's
see?
But it's a great question. But you're making an assumption that anybody who makes money is doing it at the benefit of society in general, as opposed to taking advantage of people.
How do you take advantage of that? Wait. How do you take advantage if all the trades are voluntary? If there's force, you can take advantage. Force, like the government uses against the individual, can just seize the goods. But if I have to get your phone by saying, well, I'll give you $200 for it, and you say no, how about $300? You say yes. That means I didn't take advantage of you.
Fine. So you and Ayn Rand would be the type of CEO who would pay their employees absolutely as little as possible, because that's all that they should have to think about, is just pay them as little as possible, or they should go quit and do their thing. That's fine. I get it. So let's talk about the government. So
what do you mean?
That's what you're saying.
I get it.
That's what you're saying. No, but that is an attitude in business. It's fine.
That
so let's talk about the government.
attitude would be perfectly moral, but it is not my attitude. It is not my attitude because you want, as Henry Ford did, the best employees, so you pay them a premium.
You want to share
I don't want
the value that the company is creating with the employees.
Personally,
so you have I know you don't want to share.
I don't want to share.
Any CEO,
persuasion or
any
force.
CEO who says this company is tremendously successful, we are going to share the fruits of this company with the people who generated it, is a fool.
He's mistaken.
He doesn't have to.
He's mistaken.
How is he mistaken?
Because the people who created it include him as the bigger contributor to the creation than anybody. Now let's look at it. I don't say the CEO did it all. If he did, why would he pay employees? He does it with his employees.